Hello and welcome. Humble Bundle choice offering for April was quite good. May choice games seem much weaker in comparison, however I guess a lot will depend on your gaming preferences, as this month's bundle has some good games too. It is just that last month was a really sweet deal for me personally, as I generally prefer strategy games. Anyway, the first 3 games in May are probably the main ones that will sell the bundle to most people. These are Yakuza Like a Dragon, Hi-Fi Rush and SteelRising. The remaining 5 games seem to be way too niche to appeal to wide audience. They do have rather positive reviews on Steam though, so who knows, maybe you will find a hidden gem that will provide you with high quality entertainment among these games, and maybe I will do so too. Although I seriously doubt that last part, as my backlog of games that I really want to play is long and my free time is limited. Anyway, these 5 small games are Loddlenaut, King of the Castle, Bravery and Greed, Amanda the Adventurer, and Mediterranea Inferno. Also, on top of the already mentioned games, Humble Bundle choice for May includes some discounts applicable on the Humble Bundle store. You can get up to 80% off on games by Meta Publishing, 66% off on horror adventure game Saturnalia, 40% off on Deluxe Edition upgrade for Hi-Fi Rush, and 70% off on several DLC for Yakuza Like a Dragon. And now that you know what is included in this month's Humble Bundle Choice membership, let's go over each of the games and my thoughts on them. Yakuza Like a Dragon is a game that I might actually play at some point in my life, as it looks like a game full of weird and crazy humor, which is something I enjoy. However, there are many other games ahead of it in my gaming backlog. Anyway, at first I was a bit confused, as I remembered that YouTuber Yongye voiced the main character in similarly named Yakuza game, but apparently that is a newer game than this one. That is probably a positive for many, considering the controversy his performance kicked off. I cannot say that I care much, as I am as perceptive when it comes to the quality of voice acting and singing as a doorknob. Stuff has to sound really off for me to even notice. My ears suck donkey ass pipe. Anyway, sorry about that tangent. That stuff is irrelevant to Yakuza Like a Dragon and the May 2024 Humble Bundle choice. Maybe the newer game will make an appearance in some future bundle, but in any case, judging by the over 21,000 reviews on Steam, 94% of which are positive, I'd say that Yakuza Like a Dragon will be the main attraction of the bundle for anyone who does not yet own the game. I am included in that group, of course. Hi-Fi Rush has been quite popular ever since it came out last year. The game is 97% positive on Steam with way over 22,000 reviews. Everybody I ever heard talk about Hi-Fi Rush was gushing about it like it was the best thing since sliced bread, and I do not doubt that it is a fun game. However, when I see a tag written on the Steam page of a game, I know one thing for certain. I will suck at it and will most likely get my bunghole handed to me on a silver platter. Still, I am happy to have it in my Steam library now. Maybe I will give it a try at some point when I am in the right mood. One thing I do not understand though is why Microsoft would be closing the studio behind this game. By all accounts, Hi-Fi Rush was a huge success for them both on Game Pass and, judging by the number of reviews on Steam, also sales-wise. Although I am not completely sure on that last one, as the game made it to Humble Bundle choice rather shortly after its release. If I am not mistaken, it has been only a year and few months since Hi-Fi Rush came out. Maybe people at Microsoft came to the conclusion that everybody who would have bought the game already did so, and they wanted to get a bit more cash out of it. In any case, if you do get the May Choice membership, please keep in mind that Hi-Fi Rush must be redeemed on Steam by June 3rd, 2025, although I cannot imagine the person who would buy the bundle in 2024 and will not have redeemed the game a year later. Not unless said person did not intend to redeem this game at all. Anyway, let's move on. SteelRising is a Souls-like action RPG set in late 18th century France. The setting of the game is appealing to me, but I mean I have no special interest in France or French people, and I definitely would not want to live in those times. However, I do enjoy science fiction and alternative history settings in games and movies, and I do enjoy the visual side of SteelRising, judging by the trailers on Steam page of the game. One thing that worries me a bit though is that the game is a Souls-like type of game. I tend to associate that type of games with frustration and endless boss fights, both of which are something I do not enjoy when it comes to playing video games. It is nice to have the option to play it though, especially since it is almost free coming from the Humble Bundle Choice membership. After all, the first two games I talked about in this video are both worth the entire admission fee by themselves, and even if I just split those 12 euros between the 8 games, this one would still come up to less than 2 euros and thus will not bother me even if I try it out and not like it at all. I have bought some games in the past that cost a lot more than that I did not like in the end. I really like this about the Humble Bundle membership. I get to own and try out a lot of games that I would have never bought otherwise, because I do not have much spare cash and games I want the most take precedence. Game Pass for PC from Microsoft is really nice in this regard too, but there you do not get to keep those games once you stop paying for the membership, and sometimes games leave the Game Pass. Anyway, still, that one is really nice for trying out any games that come on it, which can lead to a lot of money saved on games that look interesting and perfect for me on paper, but end up not being a good fit. I am sure you can relate. Loddlenaut is a relaxing underwater game where you clean up a polluted ocean planet. This game is not something that I am likely to play, as when I want to just relax and wind down, I usually go read a book or listen to music rather than play a video game. That being said, Loddlenaut is 97% positive on Steam, and I do not doubt that it is a good game that does what it says on the tin, and I am glad to have it in my Steam library now, just in case I decide to play it someday anyway. The game looks cute, and I think it would be a good one to play if you feel a bit under the weather and need to chill out and forget about the world for a bit. King of the Castle is a multiplayer party game which automatically puts it into the pile of games I will likely never play, because I do not have any friends who would be interested in playing this sort of game, and to be honest, I am not at all interested in this type of games either. If I want to play a tabletop game with other people, I prefer the actual tabletop games that I can play with others in person rather than through a computer. Bravery and Greed is a roguelite hack and slash brawler game for up to 4 players. It is colorful, and I am sure there are people out there who enjoy games like this. I am not one of them, so the best thing I can say about Bravery and Greed is that it will increase the number of games in my Steam library, and I will most likely never play it. Well, at least not unless my life changes a lot and I actually get a chance to hang out with some friends and play co-op video games. Amanda the Explorer is a horror game that is 95% positive on Steam. At first glance, it does not look like something I would play, but after reading through some Steam reviews and looking at this game's Steam page, I might actually give it a go. It does not look like something that would give me nightmares, but rather like something that could be fun. As long as I do not play it late at night when I am already tired and easily spooked, kinda like I am right now as I am writing this script. It is past 2 AM here and I should be asleep right now. I do want to record and edit this video early in the morning though. Anyway, let's check out the last game on the list now. Mediterranea Inferno is a visual novel for LGBTQ people. I am not the target audience for this one and have no interest in playing it. There aren't many Steam reviews for this game, but out of the 77 reviews at the time I was writing this, 97% were positive, so I guess that the target audience does enjoy Mediterranea Inferno. That is about all I can say about the game though. As I said, I am not the target audience for this type of game, and on top of that I am not into the visual novel type of games in general. This one is a skip for me, but of course I will add it to my Steam library because I really like to see my number of games go up, even if I do not intend to play a game I got from some bundle. To conclude, I desperately need to get some sleep now, but back to the topic of today's video, the Humble Bundle choice games for May 2024 do seem to be a bit underwhelming compared to last month's offering. However, that is probably just my personal opinion, as April's choice included a bunch of strategy games that I really wanted but had not bought by that time yet, as well as a bunch of DLC for a game that I did buy when it came out but never bought the DLC for. In comparison, this month's choice included 3 games I wanted to have in my Steam library, but none that I was truly enthusiastic about. Don't get me wrong though, Yakuza Like a Dragon and Hi-Fi Rush are good games that I am happy to have in my library, and I remember thinking that SteelRising looked interesting back when the game came out, and some of the smaller games do look kind of cool and fun. I am mostly talking about Loddlenaut and Amanda the Explorer here, as the multiplayer titles aren't something that I am likely to ever play, and the gay visual novel is not something I would be interested in either. Anyway, it is just that the games I did want or found kind of interesting after I checked out their Steam pages were nowhere near the top of my wishlist. Anyway, this month's bundle offers more than enough value to be worth the 12-ish euros price, and it is by no means lackluster compared to most other months. However, it is not all that exciting after the great choice of games we got in April. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this video or at least found it informative. I am now heading off to bed. Thank you for watching, like, subscribe, and most of all, have a wonderful day.